20 to 16, doing fairly well.
We do actually welcome Buttnose.
Hello.
Buttnose, how are you doing? Commiserations, first of all. It was a really good 3 maps to watch.
Ooh, wasn't too fond of Granary, but cheers.
Yeah. Well, stats aren't massively kind to you in that respect, but have you looked at the logs yet?
Yeah, I did pretty poop.
You did pretty poop. But on the other hand, while we're on the subject of introductions, hello to Bool. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's well deserved and a good 3 maps. We were really impressed with you guys on Granary, actually. We thought it would be much closer, and then it was 30 minutes, but pulling out 6-1 is quite impressive.
Well, to be honest, we weren't confident at all when we started playing Granary. They were really aggressive. I think we lost the first mid quite convincingly. But then I don't know. Our DM just was on the spot, and we kept on getting frags on Raymond. So most of the time we had advantage viewers, and we kept on pushing with advantage, and that's what won us the game, I think.
So what do you think was different about Granary compared to the previous 2 maps? Because even on Badlands, you had far less damage and far less kills than your English counterparts. You just won it with some nice sneaky backcaps and nice abuse of the weaker English flank on that map. So what do you think was different about Granary?
I don't know. Well, compared to Badlands and Gullywash, I'd say Granary is more DM orientated, and because it's more clustered. So I think we had better DM on choke points, and our scouts were winning more duels than theirs on Granary. I think it's just about the DM on Granary. I don't know, because to be honest, we didn't really have any strats on it. Yeah,
on the subject of your scouts, I think we were just massively in praise of Nico throughout that whole game. I mean, he played out of his skin. Firstly, on Badlands, he got 2 or 3 backcaps it was, but in general, he was just so good.
Yeah, as well. I started playing with him not so long ago. For someone who is not known at all in Prem, he never played in Prem. He always played in Div 2, Div 1, I think, last season. He's performing really well, and he's holding against Prem Scout, I'd say easily. So yeah, I was quite impressed as well.
And Buttnose, what do you think about the Granary game? What went wrong for you guys?
I'd sort of disagree that it was about DM and a lot more about what happened on mid. We'd win mids, but Raymond would almost always go down, and when he didn't go down, we'd be pushing on to second and we'd somehow fuck up. Whereas the mids day 1, they almost always got Raymond, which led to easy push onto last, which if they failed, they get another go, reset, have another go at pushing.
Did you ever consider solving all of your moral and team problems by bringing Permzilla back in on Medic?
We did consider it briefly, but
very briefly.
Didn't go through with it.
I don't blame you.
Did you ever consider solving all of your problems by bringing in famed best roamer in Yorkshire, Sideshow?
No, that was definitely never considered at any point.
Never considered. That's really unfortunate. I'm going to change my nationality to something less well known so that I can compete in the next Nations Cup.
The country of poop.
You're doing the Turbo Monkey. Anyway, yeah. What were your expectations coming into the game, Buttnose? Because you guys were dominant against Germany, and you saw how close France were against Lithuania. I think it's safe to say that you saw a different France to the one that went so close with Lithuania, and that I think they played a hell of a lot better this time.
I didn't actually see the Lithuania game, but we did play France early on in the Nation Cups while groups were still going on, and I think they had quite a different roster at the time, and it was quite easy for us back then. So coming into the game, I was a lot more confident that we'd be able to take it quite easily, but quite surprised. And especially by Degun, actually. I thought he performed quite well, and was quite scared of Tech, really, coming into it, but Degun performed admirably. Yeah,
so you just said Degun. Would that be your MVP for the other team? I'll ask Bool in a second.
My MVP would be T-Mac for consistently getting Raymond, every time. He'd come in at the right time, whether it's down to us not quite watching what was going on or being aware, he'd still get him every time. So I'd go for him.
Sure. And you, Bool? If you want to give one, you can say they were all bad.
I don't know. On England, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd probably give it to one of the scouts. especially on Goalie Wash, they kept on like picking me every time. Like their DM on Goalie Wash was insane. Like we couldn't do anything. So probably either Stark or Butt Nose.
Stark had a blinder of a game on Guluwash. I think he went 34 for 17,
Yeah,
something
he was
like
insane.
that. Pulled it out of the bag and had a fairly decent game on Granary as well, going 21 for 13, but sucked out a little on Badlands and got destroyed by Nico. Were the changes? Did you change anything on the flank after Badlands, after getting back capped a few times, Butt Nose?
Not really. Like all the pushes out from last, but like they seem to be going quite well. Until we did get back tapped. I don't know, like we could have possibly pushed Drac as well, because I think most of the time he was actually on last, but it may have just ended up worse. Because I noticed like once or twice there was a spy, so it could have been worse, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, interesting thoughts then.
Also, I just wanted to say something. As Ali said, like we were quite shaky against Lithuania. Like it was not the same thing, but I think you have to give credit to Lithuania. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
This season, they had a really good roster. Like it was really hard to play against them. Like you have to give them credit. Like it wasn't because we were bad. It's just because they were good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you played better this time than you did against Lithuania. But the game against Lithuania, what we watched of it, and I watched a bit back of demos after, but I thought you played better this time. But yeah, I mean, Lithuania, just talking generally for the future, I'm really looking forward to them coming back, because obviously, despite Extrema, they weren't like they haven't been a massive force in EU TF2 up till now. And yeah, they played so well to get through to a stage where you'd expect to see sort of Sweden or Finland normally, and now you see Lithuania.
Exactly.
And a bit of a shout out to Betaland, which is going to be going on in Lithuania. Huey's secured some incredible sponsors for that. So if you fancy a highly competitive, fun tournament where everything is cheap as chips, then have a look on the ETF2L forums for Betaland, or just have a little Google of that. It's going to be incredible. It was incredible last April, and it's looking bigger and better than ever. They just need those signups. They need people attending. So, do you have any shout outs, team, before we wrap this up?
I'll shout out to all the Frenchies that will recognize themselves
in the world.
Yeah, and also shout out to Permzilla, the fallen hero, who couldn't attend this final.
But Nose, would you like to read out your poem? I didn't read it out.
No, it's all good.
You read it out, please, Ali. This is an ode to Permzilla.
I wish I could find my chat log.
Do you have any? Buttnose, do you have any? Do you have any shout-outs?
I'll wait until after Annie's.
Okay, yeah. This is. I asked Cadus and Stark and Permzilla what they thought about the situation, as Stark was brought back into play for Permzilla, and they all sort of gave differing responses, ultimately blaming Buttnose for the act. And I asked Buttnose, and he responded with the poem. Countrymen, I have slain my brother, he who stood with me through great hardship and war. Speak not to me, ye who hath their hands soaked bloody by circumstance. Permzilla, we grieve you.
Rest in Permzillas. That brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Permzilla. That's
and
my
then
one.
When asked if he wanted me to read it on stream, Buttnose just said #fuck Permzilla. So clearly in mixed emotions right there, but
yeah, and that's his one and only shout out to
his one and only shout out.
Rest in Permzilla. Okay, so thank you for sticking with us through the grand final of the 5th ETF2L Nations Cup between France and England. France did take it in an incredible 3 maps. First map, Badlands going to France. Second map, Gullywash going to England. And then France stormed it through with a 6-1 on Granary. I have been Sideshow. With me has been Ali. And on the camera we have had Suyooo. I think you should.
Oh, come on, do it.
No, thank you.
Sideshow, lead the way.
Allons enfants de la Caprina. I don't know the rest.
That's so
just
bad.
fade out.
How can you let him butcher it,
Stop
Paul?
it.
Go on,
Stop
do it, Paul, then.
No. Too cringy. Can't do
Carry
it.
on, Sideshow.
I don't know the rest of the words.
Just sing the same part
Vive la
again.
France.
There we go. Vive la France.
Vive la France. Thanks for watching.